What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. Want to thank my sponsor, Steel Supplements. Right now, 30% off, best sale of the year, free items if you spend $100 or $150. If you've never tried a Steel product, right? Whether it's the sleep formula, the hot cocoa whey, the focus, the fat burner, stuff I use literally every single day. Now is a great time to try it. Or if you have it, you know how great it is. Now is a great time to stock up, because all the great things I can say about Steel, one thing I can't say is they have sales all that often. They really don't. Secondarily, you guys know I'm a Weeble, prefer to Blitzer. So many of you took advantage just this month. I don't know what it was about November, but at least 40 of you signed up this month, which is fantastic. The market has just kind of been going absolutely crazy, especially those of you that followed my channel know I was trying to get 100 shares of Lucid way before the merger. So look at Lucid stock. You can probably see how my weeks went. But I want to talk about this image right here. And there's a lot to this, okay? I want to preface this, though, with we've had a lot of things happen in the community. You know, a lot of people have left our community. Earl, most notably, I had done some videos on around this time last year. I hate to see that he left. And there's so many just professional gamers and creators that have decided to move on from Madden. And it's kind of a blessing and a curse to see that, because in one way, I know that could potentially drive more views to my channel if someone still wants to consume Madden content, which, you know, could be good, but also is a negative, because I'm a big believer in the rising tide lifts all boats. There's room for everyone here. We can all make money. That's why I've always long been against, check my track record of channels like SGO that really try to push people out of being creators and feel that there's not room for someone to go from, you know, my channel to Eric's channel to Maze's channel, wherever, right? The actual CC. I don't care who you go to. Like, you can go to all these channels and you can get all these different perspectives and opinions. But I think what we've seen, and we've also seen it with NASCAR, as one creator just kind of came to their senses. I'll let them remain nameless for the time being. But I think what we've seen is EA has taken what I've often referred to as this toxic positivity and all this feedback and really allowed it for them to continue to progress forward without ever concerning themselves with all the issues, right? When you've got a poll here, right? When the fan feedback is about Bo Jackson's neck roll, there's a problem. I mean, Bo Jackson wore a neck roll. Like, what's the big deal? If you're trying to replicate Bo Jackson, he needs the neck roll, guys. But you're going to ask fans to interact and then use this interaction as a barometer to go out and say, well, when we're making changes to the game, we're using fan feedback. We're engaging with the customer. 13,000 people cared about Bo Jackson's neck roll in a game that is highly unplayable. You know, to bring this into a different perspective, into a real-life perspective, there's a reason why when people talk about the Titanic, they don't focus on the voyage and ignore the iceberg. There's a reason why people don't say, you know, let's ignore the iceberg and we'll simply just talk about how these people got to be a part of history and never paid an extra dime for that, right? Those are outlandish lines of thinking. And to go in a complete opposite direction and talk about something as insignificant as a video game, it's the same principles that apply when you're looking at the whole image of positive to negative, right? And what happens in one real-world scenario if you only focused on the positives, how that would be received, versus a product you're selling for, you know, billions of dollars at this point, and you only focus on the positive. You know, the end results are the same. In some cases, it should be completely unacceptable. It should reflect very poorly on the company. And in other cases, you would say that if that did happen, there's no way they're constructively taking what they're presented and accurately putting it back into the product. Now, I realize they can't put up a poll here that says, hey, should we fix cover 2 safeties? Because if they did that, they'd have to put that poll up for like 12 years in a row, you understand. But at the same time, it's just intriguing to me to see how these companies use such a low level to interact with a customer, right? They use the most simplistic things to make you feel like you have a say. The most basic concepts to make you feel like your opinion actually mattered and created a change within the game. Imagine voting on this and then seeing it, right? So if you didn't get the joke here, there is no wrong answer. They basically just said, should we add the neck roll? Yes or yes. And 13,000 people voted yes. So imagine feeling like you actually played a part in doing something here. Imagine thinking that you actually had a say in the presentation of this game. Right? I really don't care about Bo Jackson wearing a neck roll in this game. And you probably don't either. EA shouldn't really care. What they should be saying is, hey, before this person actually looks like Bo Jackson, let's make sure he plays like Bo Jackson. Because right now, as far as Madden gameplay is concerned, you can find a random Bo Jackson living in Kansas City that's going to be replicated better than Bo Jackson, the athlete in Madden. The other reality of this is how many people genuinely are playing Madden 22 today that saw Bo Jackson play live. They don't have any ideology of what Bo Jackson was outside of a documentary, outside of what someone's told them. So all this is just another way to exploit your gamer to pay for something that they now feel like they have an emotional connection to because they voted yes, no matter what they voted. So they're going to be more compelled to purchase it after having this engagement. And the fact that it plays nothing like the individual it's replicating doesn't seem to be a real big problem to anyone, other than you, me, and a couple other creators in this space. But there's a reason why those creators are becoming less and less and less. Because when EA shows this is the level in which they care, this is the degree in which they're willing to interact with you, then how is anyone going to be confident in taking this field of football gaming and saying, yes, this is going to be a sustainable career path for me to be employed? I can depend on this year-round for money. Every one of these gaming companies needs to take a long look at themselves and make sure they're doing the best for the consumer and they're advocating that to them correctly, because things like this are just beyond disrespectful in my opinion. Love to know your guys' thoughts on this though. Appreciate you checking out this longer than normal video. It was more than just a clip, because you know, with as bad as this game is, and if they're focused on should they add a neck roll, yes or yes, can you honestly sit there and think that I'm not going to be back in the week with more commentary?